see a car, I can drive. I can see a plane, I can fly. I can see a bike, I can ride. I can see a boat, I can sail. But where can I go? Where can I go? I don't know. Let's rub bus, balloon, train, ship, car, plane, bike, boat. Bus, balloon, train, ship, car, plane, bike, boat. Bus, balloon, train, ship, car, plane, bike, boat. Bus, balloon, train, ship, car, plane, bike.
Good morning, dear students. How are you all? Dear students, you might be fine. So today we are going to start with your new lesson, Means of Transport. Dear students, in this chapter, we are going to trace the journey of development of the means of transport. We are going to understand the need and importance of transportation services. And we are also going to discuss the recent developments in the means of transport. So let's get started. Yes, transportation. Like we had seen it in the poem, they were the invention of the wheel which brought a revolution in the means of transport. You know, the wheel was invented by the early man. तो early man ने जब wheel को invent किया बच्चे, उसके बाद there was a revolution in the means of transport. Gradually, new developments and inventions in the field improved the way the people traveled from one place to another. पहले तो early man nomads की तरह live करता था अपनी life, right? He used to move from one place to another in search of food. धीरे धीरे when he invented the wheel बच्चे, then came particularly the carts. सबसे पहले sledges आए, फिर carts आए, फिर धीरे धीरे the movement took place. So this movement brought a revolution in the means of transport. See, one such important invention was the steam engine. You know, steam engine was invented by James Watt, and it was around 200 years ago. Trains and ships were fitted with steam engines. This not only made the transportation of goods faster, but also helped to carry the lot of loads from one place to another. But eventually, petrol, diesel and electric engines are introduced. And as a result, traveling became even more faster now. Dear students, first of all, let's see what is the need and importance of a transport service. You know, transport services play a very important role in our lives. Here you can see many different types of transport. You can see a yacht, you can see a ship, you can see a metro, you can see a matador, a double-decker bus. You can even see a steam engine. You can even see the aeroplane. So many transportation systems are there that we can see in the picture. Dear students, different means of transport helps us to move from one place to another. अगर आपने एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पे जाना है तो अलग अलग तरह के means of transport are there. You know, industries depend largely on the various means of transport for the transportation of raw materials and finished goods. बच्चे जहाँ पे इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज़ हैं वहाँ पे इनको रॉ मटेरियल की ज़रूरत पड़ती है. इतना ही नहीं, इनके फिनिश्ड गुड्स को भी मार्केट्स तक सप्लाई करने की भी ज़रूरत पड़ती है. तो ये रोल जो मीडियोकर का है कौन प्ले करता है, कौन इनको रॉ मटेरियल्स अवेलेबल करवाता है, कौन इनकी जो प्रोड्यूस थिंग्स हैं वो मार्केट तक ट्रांसपोर्ट करता है. दिस इज़ द रोल ऑफ द मोड्स ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्टेशन, ऑफ द मीन्स ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्टेशन. So that's why industry के लिए the transportation is of a greater help. Now, but thirdly, transportation services also connect the people and combine to the growth and development of region. See to it, अगर आप एक बहुत remote area में रहते हो, rural area में रहते हो, आपको अगर यहाँ से किसी सिटी के अंदर जाना है तो हम लोग कैसे जाएंगे? पैदल थोड़ा ना जा सकते हैं, इट इज़ क्वाइट फार ऑफ. तो कोई ना कोई मोड ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्ट को यूज़ करना पड़ेगा जिससे कि वी कैन रीच टू द सिटीज़. एंड वंस यू आर रीचिंग टू अ सिटी बच्चे, यू आर गोइंग टू मीट योर. And so once you are going to the city, बच्चे, you are going to meet many new people around, you are going to get new employment sources. So आपको इतना growth मिलेगा. इतना ही नहीं, जब आपका growth होगा तो आपके region का भी तो growth होगा. Not only this, even the air transport बच्चे enables us to travel across the world. So this is particularly the need and importance of a transportation system. अगर आपने इंडिया से अमेरिका जाना है तो हाउ टू गो इन अ वेरी फास्ट मैनर, इट इज़ द एयर ट्रांसपोर्ट. हमें एयर ट्रांसपोर्ट का यूज़ करना पड़ेगा जिससे कि हम अमेरिका बहुत जल्दी पहुंच सकते हैं. इज़ दैट क्लियर? अदरवाइज तो इट इज़ गोइंग टू टेक अप लॉन्ग ओनली. इज़ दैट क्लियर? सो बच्चे, यू शुड ऑलवेज रिमेंबर this is the need and importance of a transportation service or a system. So dear students, you know when we talk about this means of transport, even in your previous class आपको पता है आपके पास 4 means of transport है. Let's see what are they. Roadways, railways, airways and waterways. They are our 4 means of transport that we use in our daily day-to-day life. Let's see now how are they helpful, and let's see about some new inventions and new changes in them. So bacha, when I talk about the roadways, you know there are 2 types of the roads, metallic roads and the non-metallic roads. Now dear students, let's see the difference between a metallic road and a non-metallic road. बच्चे, जो metallic roads होती हैं, they are made up of bitumen of coal. Bituminous coal होता है, हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है, ठीक है, cement and even concrete. And they are even known as a all season road because बच्चे all seasons के अंदर these roads keep on maintaining the same level, right? लेकिन when I talk about the non-metallic roads बच्चे, they are made in the absence of cement and concrete and they are made up of sand और at times इनके ऊपर bricks lay down कर दी जाती हैं. बच्चे, you know it is not very better to use the unmetallic roads or the non-metallic roads in the rainy season. Why? Because जो sand होती है when water gets mixed up तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा muddy बन जाती है. So these roads turns out to be slippery and it is not good to use them, right? So it can lead to the pits on the road. So that's why non-metallic roads are the muddy roads. But the metallic roads are made up of coal tar and cement and concrete like we had seen, and these roads are even found in the urban areas. Generally they are found in the urban areas. हमारे जो highways होते हैं, जो expressways होते हैं, they are the example of the metallic roads. Even in our cities बच्चे, we generally find the metallic roads only. But when I talk about the non-metallic roads are made up of sand or mud. And these roads are usually found in the rural areas. In which areas? Rural areas. Now, bache, let's see some motorable roads are also called the highways, freeways and the expressways. बच्चे, ये बहुत ब्रॉड रोड्स होती हैं, ये 4 लेन, 6 लेन, 8 लेन रोड्स होती हैं और जनरली बच्चे ये कनेक्ट करती हैं एक बिग सिटी को दूसरी बिग सिटी के साथ. इज दैट क्लियर? राइट? दे कनेक्ट द टाउन्स एंड सिटीज विद ईच अदर. Sometimes these roads also connect 2 countries. Bache, you should be knowing the Grand Trunk Road, GT Road, connects Kolkata in India to Peshawar in Afghanistan. So बच्चे, ये 2 countries को connect कर रही है. India has one of the largest network of roads in the world and it measures over 35,000 kilometers. You know the longest highway in India is NH44, which connects Srinagar in Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu. See, it is connecting north to south, isn't it? So that's why it is the longest highway. Bache, one question to you. Which highway do we have that is passing through Ganganagar? You have to think about it. I'm just giving you some options. Is it NH15? Is it NH62? Which highway do we have which passes through Ganganagar? Now, next is neighboring countries are also connected to each other with the international highways. बच्चे, neighboring countries जो है ना वो भी एक दूसरे से कनेक्ट होती हैं इंटरनेशनल हाईवेज के थ्रू. यूरोप, यूरोप के अंदर बहुत स्मॉल कंट्रीज हैं and they are connected with the network of roads only. And these roads are known as international highways. Dear students, now let's talk about the railways. You know, railways were introduced in India in 1853 by the Britishers. The first train that India had ran between Thane and Mumbai. It was a pure business reason जिसके कारण से ब्रिटिशर्स ने ये रेलवे लाइन का एस्टेब्लिशमेंट किया था. बच्चे, उस समय ब्रिटेन के अंदर इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन वॉज टेकिंग प्लेस और इनको ऐसी प्लेसेस चाहिए थी जहाँ से ये रॉ मटेरियल्स इजीली लेकर जा सके एंड दे कैन सेंड देम टू देयर कंट्री अब्रॉड. सो दैट्स व्हाई इंडिया वाज अ कॉलोनी ऑफ ब्रिटिशर्स. तो इसीलिए इंडिया ने ब्रिटिशर्स को टोटली यहाँ पर एक्सप्लॉइट करने के लिए इस तरह के रेलवे लाइंस का सेटअप किया था ताकि यहाँ से हम लोग ईजिली रॉ मटेरियल्स वो लोग ब्रिटिश अपनी कंट्री ब्रिटेन में भेज सके बच्चे. बट नाउ इंडिया हैज़ द लार्जेस्ट नेटवर्क ऑफ रेलवेज इन एशिया and for the smooth functioning the Indian Railways network is divided into 17 railway zones. अब तो इंडिया के पास बहुत सुपर फास्ट एयर कंडीशन ट्रेन्स भी हैं एंड दीज ट्रेन्स आर नोन एज राजधानी एंड शताब्दी. और बच्चे ये बहुत बड़ी सिटीज़ को कनेक्ट करती हैं, राइट. सो इंडियन सिटीज़ के अंदर वी हैव द राजधानीज एंड द शताब्दीज एंड दे आर नोन एज द फास्ट ट्रेन्स. बच्चे पैसेंजर ट्रेन्स, आपको पता है आपकी जो ट्रेन्स होती हैं वो दो तरह की होती हैं, एक तो पैसेंजर ट्रेन्स और एक कार्गो ट्रेन्स. इज दैट क्लियर? जो पैसेंजर ट्रेन्स होती हैं दे कैरी पीपल फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर, और जो कार्गो या गुड्स ट्रेन्स होती हैं बच्चे, इनको फ्राइट ट्रेन्स भी बोलते हैं, दे कैरी द रॉ मटेरियल्स एंड फिनिश्ड प्रोडक्ट्स फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर. The United States of America has the largest network of railway in the world and the fast trains in Japan are called the bullet trains. Up to India is also going to start with a project on bullet trains, isn't it, in Gujarat? So these trains, are running at a greater speed and they run at a speed of 400 kilometers per hour. But transcontinental railways connect one side of continent to the other. And one such example is a Trans-Siberian Railway that runs from Moscow to Vladivostok. So see to it. It is this like we are joining two continents with each other. One side of a continent to the other side of a continent. But you should be remembering the Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail corridor will be the India's first bullet train. So in Gujarat, I told you, the bullet train venture is taking place. It will connect the cities of Mumbai, Maharashtra and Ahmedabad and in Gujarat. So see to it. Maharashtra में मुंबई को किसके साथ कनेक्ट करेगा? अहमदाबाद इन गुजरात के साथ. And this project will be managed by the Indian Railways. Now dear students, let's talk about the third mode of transport. And this third mode of transport is airways. Around 100 years ago, the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur Wright, invented the first aeroplane and they called it the flyer. इन्होंने first aeroplane को invent किया था बच्चे and they called it the flyer. We have come a long way since the first plane now. अब तो आपके पास super fast planes हैं. You have the planes that are there for the military purpose. They are there, the fighter planes are there, isn't it? Now today even the aeroplanes are there जो कि इतने well equipped हैं that they can carry as well as 400 passengers at a time. They can fly at a great speed, therefore covering longer distances in less time. ये बहुत लंबे डिस्टेंसेस को बच्चे बहुत लेस टाइम में कवर अप करते हैं. बच्चे एयरवेज डू रिमेंबर इज द फास्टेस्ट एंड द मोस्ट एक्सपेंसिव मीन्स ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्ट. जो हमारी एयरवेज है ना, फास्टेस्ट एंड द मोस्ट एक्सपेंसिव ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड है. बच्चे एरोप्लेन्स लैंड एंड टेक ऑफ एट द एयरपोर्ट्स. बच्चे एयरपोर्ट्स के लिए एक स्पेशल प्लेस होती है जहाँ पे ये लैंड भी कर सकते हैं और जहाँ से ये टेक ऑफ भी करते हैं. सो दैट प्लेस इज पर्टिकुलरली नोन एज व्हाट? एयरपोर्ट. Now you should be knowing some popular airports of the world. It's Heathrow, London, UK, John F. Kennedy Airport, New York, USA. But this is named after the president's name. Dubai International Airport, Dubai, UAE. Beijing Capital International Airport, Beijing in China. You should be remembering it. Airbus A380 is the world's largest passenger plane. Yes, this is a very interesting way to learn. But some of the airports are really very beautiful. Like you have a Denver International Airport. And remember, Heathrow Airport is the largest airport. It's the biggest of all. Let's see now the Emirates, Qatar Airways, Cathay Pacific, Singapore Air, Etihad and the Qantas Airways are some of the popular airlines in the world. Air India, Vistara, SpiceJet and Indigo are some popular airlines of India. Now dear students, we people are going to talk about the waterways. Waterways is one of the ancient means of transport. Rafts, canoes were the earliest means of the water transport. बच्चे लेकिन with the passage of time हम लोगों ने boats में, ships में बहुत development देखी है. Now the ship sailed with the help of wind earlier, but now it is not so. After some period of time, we had the invention of steam engine. You know now, steam engines were fit in the ships. They used to run on the steam engines. And who invented the steam engine? He was James Watt. Do you remember that? This made traveling faster. But bache, now in the modern times, luxury liners, freighters and tankers carry the people and goods from one place to another. ये जो luxury liners होते हैं बच्चे, they provide all the comforts to the passengers. Like, had you seen that movie Titanic? You saw that big ship Titanic? See कितना luxury loaded थी वो ship. उसके अंदर luxury का like swimming pool, from the discos, from everything, dining halls, hotels, everything was there, isn't it? बच्चे, you should be remembering that these luxury liners, आप लोग जब भी जाते हो तो आप शिप पे अगर एक नाइट स्पेंड करना चाहते हो बच्चे, तो it turns out to be quite costly, isn't it? Right? So बच्चे, you should be remembering this. The luxury liners provide all these comforts to the passengers. Now we even have the oil tankers that carry oil to all the parts of the world. The freighters carry the heavy loads of goods such as timber and machinery. So dear students, the cargo vessels are also used to carry the heavy cargo from one part of the country to another. You should be remembering, waterways are of great importance to a country क्योंकि they require low maintenance and are by far the cheapest means of travel. आपको पता होना चाहिए, India has 13 major ports and around 200 minor ports. For your information, in India, Kandla seaport is the biggest seaport, जहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा ट्रैफिक आता है, सबसे ज़्यादा यहाँ पर शिप्स आती हैं. पहले विशाखापट्टनम था, but now it is Kandla seaport. Now बच्चे, let's see to it. Important seaports, sea routes. The Suez Canal was built in 1869, connecting the port of Suez on the Red Sea to the port Suez on the Mediterranean Sea. So see, the Suez Canal is a major sea route. The Panama Canal connects the Pacific Ocean with the Atlantic Ocean. It was opened in 1914. And the North Atlantic route between London and New York is the busiest and the most important sea route. But you should remember one thing, that inland waterway, inland means आपको पता होना चाहिए, एक तो international waterways हो गए और एक inland हो गया. Is that clear? Inland is particularly between the nations. So inland waterways are important as they provide the natural rings. बच्चे, river Huanghe in China, Rhine and Danube River in Europe, Nile and Congo rivers in Africa are used for transportation. Similarly, in India also, we have a dense network of inland waterways in the form of rivers, canals and even the backwaters. So, bache, this was all about the information on the 4 modes of transport, that was roadways, railways, airways and waterways. Thank you.